Wrong button. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to Feedback Friday. Today is, what is it, June 10, 2022. My name's Dave. Hello, everybody in the chat. And it looks to be just about 60 hunters hanging out. Well, hello, everybody. Hope your day is going well so far. Or if it's evening for you, I hope you had a splendid day as well. Hello, hello. Moo Tender asking art or regular? I don't have a good name for this type of feedback Friday. You know, like the art feedback and I don't know, the day feedback. I don't know what to call it. Hello, Math Hermendi. Hello to you. You need to visit Ronza before she leaves. That is a very important announcement indeed. Make sure, if you have not already, swing by Ronza's shop. Cash out your Chrome bits, your Chrome vouchers. Remember, those do go away after Ronza leaves, so you want to make sure you spend them before it is too late. That is an excellent reminder right off the top of the stream. Make sure everybody remembers to go cash out. Hello, KDM in the chat. Lady Nutsy, good morning to you as well. Hermendi saying hello. Matt's Green Space, hey Dave. Hey to you as well, Matt. Moo Tender. Moo Tender sounds like you're just serving up glasses of ice cold milk from behind the bar. I don't know. Hello, hello, Yoshira. Camel, hello. Zapki saying hi, Dave. Hello to you as well. Eric Stewart, welcome, Dave. Welcome to you as well. Thank you so much for joining us. James, Margaret. Well, today, and actually here, because I often forget to sound my horn, and lo and behold, I was about to. I forget to sound my horn during Feedback Friday, thus debuting the Hey Dave, remember to sound your horn button. I'm ready to hunt. Takes a second. You can do it, horn. I believe you. I believe in you. Hey, we got a Stratocaster mouse. All right, I am in the floating islands. All right, that's my reminder to sound my horn here so I don't go a whole hour of forgetting. Sound your horn, says Matthew. Yep, that's just that icon just screams out to be clicked. In fact, we're gonna get into the jet stream a little bit, a little bit later as well. I even have it set up here so we can demo it. And I'm just staring at a horn will never go away, and it's just causing that little bit of hunter's anxiety in me. But we'll get past it. Well, that's a good segue. We're going to preview the jet stream event that is coming up. It's kind of one last special event in the floating islands before the folklore forest is getting oh so close to being released. So it's kind of one last focus on the floating islands. A great time to pick up a few more resources. If you're oh so close to a final upgrade, might kind of help you out a little bit there. But definitely want to make sure everybody knows what to expect. I know there's been a few questions about how to best prepare, and to be honest, I don't think there's a whole lot of preparation to be done. So we'll play through it a little bit and get some feedback, some impressions as well. We have a little bit of time maybe to tweak some small stuff based on feedback, but more importantly, make sure hunters know what to expect when the jet stream arrives. So this might be a somewhat familiar looking slide from a couple weeks ago on Feedback Friday, with the exception of we have the dates right at the top there, and I just pray, I know I'm infamous for getting dates incorrect frequently, but I'm pretty sure we have the right ones up there. Even had Norm read it out to me as well. June 21 to July 5, which that is 2 weeks. That is a 2-week long event the jet stream will be here for, and it's going to affect low and high altitude islands in the floating islands, of course. Will not reach the Sky Palace. So just this weather event, just it's blowing through those low and high altitude islands. It can't reach all the way up to the steps of the Sky Palace. So that's an important note that on June 21, you probably don't want to be smack dab in the middle, or worse yet, just started a palace run. You probably want to maybe be on low, high altitude islands. Maybe getting ready to catch a warden. That's probably a little excessive, but that might get you the quickest start possible, I suppose, if you're looking to accomplish that. Because capturing a warden or a paragon during the event is going to give you +1 speed for 25 hunts. It will stack with bottled wind. So if you have a shrine and wind and the jet stream all active at the same time, you can move at a speed of 4 on low and high altitude islands. So it helps you explore islands quicker. And perhaps even more exciting than that, should you capture another warden or paragon while the jet stream is still active, you get extra storm cells. So wardens don't normally drop storm cells. Paragons normally drop 10. In an extra journal entry, you'll see you'll get 2, 4, or 8 from the warden and the paragon, depending on how strong your jet stream is. And you increase its strength by adding more and more hunts to it. And so it caps at 100. That's kind of the strongest it gets. But even we'll do a quick playthrough because I think the interface will help explain it much better than I ever could. Safefull saying, please try to fit Jack in this year. Don't remove Jack entirely. Yeah, I don't know if Jack's going to make an appearance. We'll see. She might be traveling far and wide and may not make it into the Kingdom of Narnia this year, but we'll see. Nathan says, good morning. Morning to you as well, Nathan. Welcome. Jetstream Pause Champ says, win. Daniel, need big Jack Ante back. Taylor missed her, eh? All right, well, we'll see what we can do, but I worry it might be a little tough to fit Jack into the roadmap, at least before the Folklore Forest arrives. Matthew says, can't wait till this awesome new event comes. Thank you. Hermendi, farming as much fuel as I can. Indeed, that's part of the identity of the event. It's a great time to be collecting storm cells, but obviously, because it doesn't work in the Sky Palace, it's not a good time to visit the Sky Palace itself. So it'll be a great 2 weeks where just see how many storm cells you can collect. And then, over the next couple weeks, then put those storm cells to good use as well. And you can just kind of keep going back to the palace over and over and over again, depending on how many storm cells you manage to get during the jet stream. Meek says, awesome. I'll be hitting my 100th EE during the event. The Empyrean Empress. Took me a second for the acronym. Well, congratulations in advance. That is quite the crown to get the Empyrean Empress crowned like that. Matt, will jewels be required for the forest, i.e. the map piece? No information to share there yet. We were starting to that was starting to gel a little bit, how the Folklore Forest will be unlocked, but we'll probably go into detail on a different Feedback Friday. We might do a little bit of a heads-up preview, and as always, our aim is to do a pre-release where you can get the map piece before the area officially launches. That's had a lot of great feedback. We did it for the floating islands. If you remember, you were able to repair your Oculus, unlock the area ahead of time. Mousy Picchu, you were able to get the climbing equipment to make that the map piece equivalent for Mousy Picchu before it was released. And so we'd like to do the same thing for the Folklore Forest as well. But some more information will come probably a little later, because that's still firming up. It's still cooking. It's still stewing, as we say. We're letting it stew a little bit. Let the flavors come out. Lavender says, keep the game running for 14 years is amazing. Devs are MVPs. You hunters are the MVPs for keeping the game going this long. We often reminisce how at the start we thought the mouse deathbot, maybe 1 or 2 people will make it that far. That deathbot, that'll just be sort of the end-all be-all of the game. Maybe some people get it and they're like, I made it. I got the deathbot. All right, I'm ready to retire from the ranks of mouse hunting. The game kept going for a while after that. There was a point where we thought the Tribal Isles would be the end-all be-all. This would be sort of the grand finale. You slay a dragon mouse, because what could be more epic than that? And that also kind of explains why there's a whole lot of complexities and you're jumping through a lot of hoops to slay that dragon mouse. Boy, were we wrong. The game kept going. So now we definitely approach things as, hey, there is no end to the game. So I just gotta keep rolling it out. Camel says, you entered the floating islands for the first time today. What should I focus on to prepare for the event? Just learn the ropes a little bit. Like I said, we'll do a playthrough of the Jetstream event as well. I think that'll help explain it, better than I can probably. Picture's worth 1,000 words and a demo is worth 1,000,000, I guess. Nathan says, expect stones and wind through the roof after Ronza stole all your money. She is making out like a bandit. That might be a fun stat to share later. I think we did peek in. I don't know if there's any contests going on, so I won't say the exact gold, but there were some digits. There were digits aplenty in how much gold Ronza has earned during her visit to the kingdom. Super says, does the +1 speed stack if you get +2 Wardens, Paragons in 25 hunts? So no, it doesn't keep adding more and more speed. So the fastest you could possibly be going is 4 steps at a time, or 4 exploration speed. I don't know if we quite give that a good label, phrase for that, but if you have you normally move 1 pip at a time. If you have a shrine, you're going 2 pips at a time. If you turn on your wind, you're going 3 at a time. And if you have the jet stream, you're going 4. But there's no way to go 5. 4 is the max. So you can be taking 4 steps at a time. But if you do get back to a Warden or a Paragon, you're going to find storm cells. And the stronger you get the jet stream going, the more storm cells you find, up to a bonus of 8 every time you get a Warden or a Paragon. And Wardens don't even normally drop storm cells. So it should be quite a juicy bonus indeed. Storm cell harvesting is grueling, so looking forward to this event. Yeah, the palace is, it's a nice, climatic, exciting moment in the floating islands exploration gameplay loop, if you want to call it that. It is meant to be sort of that peak sort of quad damage, you're going all out mode, kind of all the rewards are just kind of flowing in, but you have to wait for it for a little bit. How many cells will the warden drop? That might be a good segue to dive straight into the demo probably here. See if we can get caught up a little bit on the chat first. Matthew with a totally random question: will the Caloringus rib be easier or guaranteed? It's expensive on the marketplace. It never seems to drop as it is. You know, it's one of the most rare items, and definitely it's the type of thing where not every trap would be like that, and you know, something a little bit different for everybody. So the people who kind of really like having those ultra rare and valuable, you know, elusive items, that's kind of targeted to them. There's those other people who like more slow and steady progress, like, you know, jewels, for example. Some of those traps are just as big of a time commitment to create as trying to go and get a rib, but it's more slow and steady progress. You're just constantly getting one more little piece that you need to complete it. So, you know, we try to add a variety of different reward structure. Hermandy, MouseHunt, there is no end game until we find out what happened to Plank Run. You know, we might have some more news to share on that in the not too distant future. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but a lot of great work going on behind the scenes. Joel, who's relatively new to the team, he's been doing some great work to help pick that back up. We've needed a lot of help to pursue some of these extra projects, give us more bandwidth. He's been doing great work working with the whole team and just kind of consolidating some of that story, and we're hoping. Again, I don't want to speak too soon here because, you know, I got to mince my words a little bit, but we're hoping we can kind of revive the Plank Run feature as a whole, reimagine it of how we would approach it today. You know, it has a sordid history for sure. When Feroma came out, the idea was you'd find these pages and it's how you learn how crafting recipes unlock. And you know, that wasn't the most fun way because it's vital information you need to just play the game, you know, to succeed. It shouldn't be kind of hidden away, tucked away, something that is hard to find. That's better for lore, little, you know, Easter eggs, nuggets to find, collectibles, kind of above and beyond goals. So anyway, part of the vision of hopefully we can realize that vision in the not too distant future. In 59 says, is it possible to get any stats on Chrome bits collected? You know, I should jot that down. That might be a fantastic feedback Friday for after Ron's officially leaves. See how everyone spent all their Chrome bits. I don't know if we have total Chrome bits dropped. We might be able to calculate that, but I don't know for sure. I don't know if we were logging that, but it'd be sitting somewhere. I just don't know if we could easily do a sum on everybody's Chrome bit collection. Uncle Gan asks, is there a plan to help balance out high altitude to loot? Oculus 9 generally choose pirate tiles. I mean, cyclone stones are kind of your solution there, right? Like you have the tools at your disposal to avoid, but you know, I hear you. Even myself, I struggle. I see a really good island, but it happens to be like, oh, I don't need any more silk. That's what I have the most of. And do I keep on cycling? So yeah, it's a bit of a rough edge, but if you're sitting on a whole lot of cyclone stones, you can keep hitting that button if you really want to try to balance it out. But yeah, ultimately you have to make a choice between that resource or high altitude resource. Kind of what are you pursuing in that moment? Will the wardens drop jewels? No, just storm cells. So tell you what, I'm hopelessly getting caught up on chat here. So let's shift gears to a bit of a demo. See if I can hit the right button here. And so I have the jet stream is up and running in this magical environment where the horn takes all of 1 second to recharge and be ready to go. We've been very clearly messing around with the time-space continuum here. Something's gone horribly wrong or horribly right, depending how you want to think of it in the Valor Rift, maybe. I don't know, or Bristlewood's Rift. So if you're eligible, that is to say, if you're eligible for the Jetstream event, which means you have the Floating Islands map piece, and I think we even added to make sure you're an Archduke, Archduchess as well. There is a banner saying, hey, come on down. You can explore high and low altitude islands faster by hunting Sky Wardens and Paragons. You can find some bonus storm cells, so you can very quickly and easily head on down to the Floating Islands. And really, hopefully the interface here, I think, explains it pretty well, especially as you start to play. You're going to be hunting for Wardens and Paragons, build up your jet stream bonus. That's going to enable you to explore islands +1 speed faster, as well as potentially find storm cells. So yeah, let's dive on in here. As you can imagine, it's extra vital to probably put that shrine right at the start of the island. To try to be going as fast as you can. I'll turn on my wind, and we're going to have to sound the horn. We're going to have to sound the horn many a times here, so I'll see how that goes. read the chat while I'm just exploring this marvelous island, getting some curd here. A lot of inquiries into Big Jack's whereabouts. We'll see. I'm gonna say it's improbable that she will make a visit to the kingdom this year, but who knows? There's been many surprises. Matt says Joel Auger, is he back? No, different Joel on the team. Bishop, what happened to the flying casino and the second continent? I don't know if I recall that reference, but there's got to be something on the other side of the Rodentia Ocean, right? Yoshiro asks, so we always get 25 hunts every time we catch a Warden and Paragon. Yes, so we are almost there. I'm getting my butt kicked. Holy smokes. We're not doing too well, eh? All right, we made it. We need a better prestige base. Maybe we should have been using something better than Ancient Charms. All right, and these Wardens can be quite nasty sometimes too. Let's just sneak on the extra rich. We want the power and the luck bonus here. There you go, +5 luck, +20% power. And the Warden is still overpowering us. Yay, all right. We've defeated the Warden. As you see, the bar went up to 25. I took another hunt. It went down to 24. I'm even going to bail right now. Low altitude trove. I don't got time for that. Maybe we'll try our luck at tactical. Shadow Island is brutal, says Greg in the chat. That was certainly brutal for me. I'm arming a better charm. We need something better than Ancients. Yeah, that's a little too good. Maybe I don't have that. I don't have a good selection of charms here. All right, we're going Ultimate Lucky Power Charm. That's going to get her done. But as you continue to hunt, see it's going down. But hey, look at the big steps I'm taking here. I'm moving at +4. So you can see on the HUD. Hey, I just caught somebody sounded my horn for me. Who was the wonderful, wonderful person who brought me on a hunt in the live game? Craig. Thank you, Craig, for bringing me on a hunt. Caught an overcaster. I must be on a Shadow Island. I sure am. I'm on a Shadow Island. All right. So hey, I'm moving at fast speed. I'm getting to the end of the island faster than ever because I'm utilizing the jet stream. This tactical trap is maybe a little bit better than the shadow I was using. We got to the end without so much red. That's always nice to see. 9 hunts, 8 hunts. Can I get the Warden? I can. All right, sweet. We've captured another Warden, and it has added another 25 hunts onto my jet stream bonus, and I'm sitting in the medium as well right now. So I don't think I could get back there in time, but if I got there, I would get 4 cells instead of 2 cells. You can scroll down a little bit in the journal entries. Capturing a Warden of Frost channeled their control of the jet stream into my airship sails, extending my jet stream bonus by 25 hunts. Catching this mouse while within a low strength jet stream also allowed me to find 2 storm cells. So I found some storm cells. Ham Life in the chat saying just bust out the ultimate charms. I don't think I have any right here. That might be a little bit of excessive use of ultimates. I don't know. Dave, up your charm. Ultimate lucky power. That's got to be helping me a bit. I think this prestige base. What are we working with here? I don't know what tier of prestige base we're working with. We gotta upgrade that prestige base a little bit. Hermanity, I never leave an island without the chest or the Warden. Definitely don't want to leave it without the Warden. It'll be an interesting choice to make, though. It kind of throws a little bit of a curveball in the way, depending on what your jet stream's at, because you want to try to get to the next Warden before that jet stream expires. So, in that situation where I was kind of a little bit behind, if you will, I faced a whole lot of red. The Warden was punishing me there. I got to choose. I don't know. Is the low altitude trove, or do I just bail and try to get to the next one in time? Hermani says, so is that the strategy in this event? Capture Warden, then leave high altitude or low altitude to maximize the high altitudes. I mean, the Wardens and the Paragons, we ended up making them the exact same. Originally, the Paragons were a little bit more rewarding. They extended the jet stream by more, and they rewarded more storm cells. But it got to feel not quite as fun. It was a little too punishing if you lost your momentum, if the jet stream happened to run out. It got a little bit too like, I gotta wait all the way to get to the Paragon just to get this ball rolling again. So, again, during early play testing, that was one iteration that came out. 0 floor Valor Reef Prestige Base. No wonder I'm getting my butt kicked. That makes me question whether I should even be using the Prestige Base. That's an empty prestige base. No, yeah, that's why I was confused because it didn't even say anything next to it because I haven't even charged it up in this environment. I'm used to it starting with something. Switch to the jewel base, says Norm. I don't think I have the. No, don't have it either. I could switch to the rift base though. That'd be slightly, well, less power. I don't know. Really, we gotta go charge up this prestige base, is what I'm hearing. So made it to the end. Let's do a little bit more hunting. Why not? Try to get to a Paragon. I'm scared of that Shadow Island. This is actually kind of a nice, that's a decent island. We'll skip that though. Let's go tactical again. That was working pretty well for us. And we'll just use a good charm. In the absence of a good prestige base, we'll just use a good charm. Ooh, get that wind on. Just use the denture toothpaste. My selection of equipment is somewhat limited. I do have another test environment set up where I think I have some better gear though. So, I mean, we could take that for a spin potentially as well. Hey, we've defeated the Warden and we got the Trove. We've got no difficult decision to make here. We were within the low strength stream again, so we got 2 storm cells. Let's see if we can do a little better. Can we get back there in time? Arcane? Let's see how Arcane goes. That's a pretty good Arcane. Get that wind turn back on. That'll be less pushing the letter H on my keyboard to hunt here. Snow, as long as there is no microburst, you hope you don't end up, you had to make emergency landing back to the platform. That's actually important to note as well, that it will pause. I think we had that on the last little screen of notes here, but it will pause when you get up to the launch pad. So if you want to take a little break, it won't go to waste. Hey, I think we did it. We were in medium, right? Hey, catching this mouse while within a medium strength jet stream also allowed me to find 4 storm cells. So, hey, Warden, 4 storm cells for a Warden. That sounds pretty good to me. Greg, the denture tooth base sounded like the denture toothpaste. Also an important thing to be using. But you can see here I'm at 56. I've got 56 hunts of the jet stream, and because I'm on the launch pad, it's just kind of on pause. I'm not utilizing it. It's just chilling out. So, hey, we are on a high altitude. What are we going to do here? We're running out of cyclone stones. Uh-oh. Probably want that shrine at the front. I think I'm being a little too picky. Run out of storm cells trying to find the perfect island. Or cyclone stones. Alright, well, we'll give up. We'll go to this Hydro Island because we've got the Chrome School of Sharks at least. Get extra rich armed. We're going to go all out here, alright? We're going to throw everything we've got at these mice. Mike, you don't think the jewel base upgrades? No, we're talking about the prestige base. I could have misspoke. Multitasking frequently has me mess up my words every now and then, not gonna lie. If you got a jewel, buy the jewel base. Ooh, do we have a jewel? Do we have a jewel? No, we don't. We're about to get a high altitude trove though, so we'll see if we get one from there. Probably not, but we might be lucky. Hey, look at that. We made it perfectly. Now we got to remember to capture the Paragon. That's important. So just like the Wardens, Paragons, same deal. Catching this mouse while within a medium strength jet stream also allowed me to find 4 storm cells. That's on top of the 10 that Paragons normally drop to begin with. So I just increased my storm cell count by 14. That's pretty juicy. And let's bail. Let's get out of here. So we're all the way up in high strength. We'll take another Hydro because we've got the School of Sharks. That seemed to work pretty well for us. We'll even use some extra rich. Better charm. Something tells me we're got to be close to minimum luck here. Mike, where did the jet stream come from? It is just blowing straight through low and high altitude islands. And the Empyrean Empire, though, they're just taking advantage of it just as we are to produce storm cells at an accelerated rate, where not just paragons but also wardens are being involved in that storm cell collection for the Empire. Hence why you can find some more storm cells by hunting those important mice on the Empyrean Empire. I think, did we make it well in high? Nope, we're still engaging here. So we're in high. We've got 4 hunts. Oh, the suspense. Hey, we did it. 8 storm cells from a warden. That's juicy. It's almost like capturing a paragon under normal circumstances. And we extended our jet stream by another 25 hunts. So hey, we're starting to hit cruise control a little bit here. Those good charms have been helping me out, where I can start to get the jet stream kicked into high and start to see those drops of 8 storm cells. Ham Life, all I can think of now is the odd number of cells you will have from the jet stream event. Oh no. There's a limit of 100 hunts, yes. So the most you can stack up there is 100. We kind of put that just to keep it still a little bit of something to keep your eye on. Just even while playtesting, I didn't want your momentum to diminish too quickly. And so that still adds a little bit of a buffer where you can kind of try to keep that momentum going. But when we kind of tested it without any limit whatsoever, it would just start to stack up really high to the point where almost I wanted to like cash out some of it. It felt like the number was so big, I'm never going to fall out of high, or there is no like suspense to possibly falling out of high. So it wasn't quite as exciting or fun in that regard. And it almost made me think, can I like spend 25 of this number to do something else? So we ended up kind of capping it at 100. That said, depending on you're putting the shrine right in the front and kind of what you're throwing at the mice there while you're exploring the islands, you can, once you build up to high, you can kind of maintain it, but you have a little wiggle room. If you're not around when you reach the end of the island to hit the retreat button or depart button, then you still have it's a little forgiving. You still have some wiggle room there. You wake up in the morning and you had some trap checks and you captured a warden and you kept exploring. Not the end of the world that way. Or Mandy says, ouch, leaving a high altitude island, that hurts your soul. Yeah, it will definitely come down to a bit of playstyle. So I feel like this synergizes extremely well with Sky Pirate maps. Obviously not the Palace maps though. So that's probably a good piece of preparation to keep in mind as well. Hit the cough button for a second there. On June 21, you probably want to make sure you've wrapped up Sky Palace run and Sky Palace maps, because the jet stream just synergizes so well with just regular old pirate maps, because you're going to be wanting to chase down wardens and paragons as quickly as you can. And so often this was even partly inspired by the playstyle that we saw develop from how players approach doing Sky Palace maps in the sort of most high intensity, most fun way, if you will, is by retreating from high altitude to try to get back to the next paragon as soon as you can. So definitely choices to be made. But that helps synergize it well with the maps though, because you're going to be naturally catching the paragons and the wardens that much quicker. You can be going through the maps that much faster as well. Tomato Noob, why am I watching this as a fresh Duke and these content are nowhere near your reach? Well, you get a little sample of maybe what's to come. Even maybe if it's not a jet stream, but the floating islands. Blowing the dirigible straight into Folklore Forest, you should be able to get a pretty good aerial view up there, you would think, to scout out the woods, unless it's being hidden somehow, but I don't know. That's yet to be uncovered. Are there going to be new Prima Shop event bundles yet? We do plan to launch a little something as well to kind of promote alongside the event. ZLZY. Oh, you said blowing the dirigible straight into Folklore Forest. I'm reading the chat out of order. That's nothing new though. James, while the price of bottled wind is going to skyrocket, well, I don't think any more than normal kind of map hunting, right? And in a lot of ways, the way you approach the jet stream is similar to doing the Sky Pirate maps. So we'll see. I mean, who doesn't have thousands of bottled wind anyway? Well, definitely, hey, the timing after the spring egg hunt, especially if you're going for those richest eggs. Those were some pretty darn juicy eggs. You might have a pretty good stash of supplies of cheese, cyclone stones, if you're trying to make sure you get the shrine in the front. Even, hey, if you want to hunt a few pirates along the way, you might kind of spin a couple times, try to get a pirate den or two with a shrine in front. Maybe pick up a couple extra storm cells before you tag the warden and end up going for your next one. Can you test an island without a shrine? Asks Alex. Why not? Sure. Sounds fun to me. All right, so let's get out of here. And do we have one? We sure do. All right, Hydro. So honestly, this would not be that great of a choice to make during the jet stream because capturing the Warden and the Paragon is what extends your jet stream bonus. But as normal, hunting on this island, you still benefit from it. I'm exploring the island faster. Yeah, I'm moving at +3 speed, even though I don't have a shrine. I'm using Bottled Wind and the jet stream. So that's 1, 2, 3 speed. Holy smokes, let's get some better cheese going. Let's get that good boy charm armed again. I need a better prestige base in here. I think I set myself up with a more sort of average strength prestige base in the other test environment, but not this one. So I used up my jet stream bonus. I explored the island, but I didn't get any extension. So probably not something you want to do while the jet stream is here. Will there be a bonus storm cell scoreboard? Fantastic question, Nathan. Yes, indeed. As a bit of a feedback mechanism as well, like I know I was curious while I was playtesting to see just like, well, how many cells have I gotten from the event so far? So even just while playing it so far, I found 20 bonus cells. So those aren't the ones dropped by mice. Those are the ones you see in that additional journal entry that says, allowed me to also find storm cells. I found 20, and clicking that links straight to the scoreboard. I can see Dave Friday. Yep, that's Dave Feedback Friday. Mr. Feedback Friday, Dave there is sitting in first place with 20 and a shrouded figure has 10. I think that was maybe my other account test in there. There are only 3 people chilling out in this wondrous environment here, I guess. Alex, you just want to test your code, making sure we had an if statement, if it's a Warden or Paragon, eh? I'm ready to hunt. Let's go on hunt. Look at this. It's working. I'm not forgetting to sound my horn. Did someone bring me already? No, this is me getting to sound my own horn. Fabulous. I'm on... Oh, no, a Daydreamer. All right. I thought for a second I was on the launch pad. It's a Daydreamer. Daydreamer mouse has been caught. Can hide behind him here. I'll switch back to this as well. How long is the event going to last? So I've got the dates right up at the top of this here, June 21 to July 5. Fingers crossed that I haven't yet again messed up some dates, but those are the correct dates. I'm very confident. That is a 2-week-long event. And kind of usual time if you've been sticking around for a while. I believe it's 3 p.m. UTC. That's 11 a.m. Toronto time, which I think, are we in Eastern Daylight? Or Eastern Standard? I can never remember. But around the same time Feedback Friday goes live. That's typically when we update the game, and it will require us to push an update into the game. That's the end of the event is somewhat automated. I think we'll still have to do a push to kind of shut down a few things, but the banner will just kind of disappear when the event hits the end, which is maybe also good to share here. If we go back here, the help pop-up does have a timer of when the event will end. And so the event will end in 55 days and 15 hours from right now, obviously, and the event hasn't started, so that's why it's so long. But also kind of very quickly, you know, if you need a recap of how the event works, hopefully we've kind of tried to summarize things in a little pop-up. As well as the news post will also have a quick getting started, if you will, a little snippet of information, but it's nice when the HUD has a little bit of reference as well. End in 55 days? Wow. Well, if it went live right now, it would end in 55. The way the timer is set up is it knows the date the event ends, so that happens to be far into the future. I'm exploring the island faster also fails to catch 3 mice in a row. Yeah, that's why I switched to the big charms there. Potato, isn't your trove supposed to have a check mark after you reach the end, or is that a bug in your brain misremembering? We were on an island... hold on, actually, here. What were we just looking at? Maybe you're thinking of the spring egg hunt. We're doing some live debugging here. I'm going back to take some hunts. Did we break something in the jet stream? I would hope not. I'll take some hunts here. Any predictions on the highest storm cell count after the event? Han, that's a good question. We'll have to wait to see. We'll see what people can do. Lavender just came back to the game after a long time, and you've already been really enjoying all the quest bonuses. Hey, well, welcome back, Lavender. Glad you're enjoying the adventure book. Yeah, I think you might be thinking, Potato, of the spring egg hunt. I think there was a check mark to see that, yes, you found the, I forget the name of that egg. I think you got a name for fully exploring an island. Nathan, Jetstream will blow all the kite flyers off the island, right? No, they're there. If anything, their kites are just flying strong in that nice wind, right? That would probably bring out the kite flyers. No, don't worry. They won't bring out the kite flyers. That said, hey, extra rich cloud cheesecake is just, you know, an arm's reach away, and it does not attract the kite flyer, unless I am sorely mistaken, but I'm pretty sure it does not attract the kite flyer or the daydreamer mouse. So hey, one more advantage to using extra rich if you're really trying to make every hunt count, or hey, maybe your jet stream is starting to dwindle down a little bit. It's maybe a good way if you don't want to risk it running out. Just one more little thing you can throw at it for a short burst at least, and so you get some momentum built back up. Chong, how many bonus stackable storm cells can you get in total from one Warden Paragon? 8 is the max. So anytime, nothing kind of stacks, there's nothing additive. It's just because you are, or because you got the jet stream up to high strength, they drop 8. That's it. So no matter how fast you get back there, all you need to do is keep it in the high range there, in the high strength jet stream, and Wardens and Paragons will both award 8 storm cells, and in addition to any they normally drop, which is only the Paragons normally drop 10. So in total, you get 8 from Wardens and 18 from Paragons. Tweety, oh no, just on the days where I have to travel a lot without internet coverage. It's bound to happen now and then, but hey, nothing too exclusive, just an opportunity to get storm cells a little bit quicker than usual, explore some islands, get a few other things a little quicker than usual. Greg, you missed the soccer event as well. That was a little bit polarizing as well. I think maybe it was didn't quite have a strong MouseHunt identity. It was almost a little bit too active, a little bit too much clicking, not enough chilling. Quirky Sparrow, Dave, will there be special kits at the premium shop for the Jetstream event? Hoping to buy lots of Pottle to win for the event. Yes, there will be some premium shop promotions going on at the same time as well. And as you can imagine, it'll probably include Bottled Wind. Andrew, 55 days from now is August 5th. 1 month extra to Jetstream sounds good to me. Uh-oh. Well, that's going on the list to double check. Something might be off there. Might be some time math is failing. Either that, or can you believe it? I got a date incorrect when I was punching it in. I know it's hard to believe. I only do it on a nearly daily basis, but yeah, I'm infamous for messing up dates. Nathan, you're too new for extra rich cloud cheesecake. Your friend didn't tell me about this game soon enough. Well, it's just a little something extra to dial it up to 11. It's far from a hard requirement, so I think you'll be okay. Check your inventory, though. If you were in the floating islands during the egg hunt, if you have any of those richest eggs, crack those open. Those are delicious. The contents inside are well seasoned. I highly recommend cracking open and devouring the contents of that egg. Ham Life, completely unrelated, but any information on the Great Winter Hunt and the Golem situation? Nothing concrete, no. We're definitely looking to start brainstorming that in the not too distant future. We've even been thinking a little bit about it. Kind of the vision there is to take the parts that are really well loved in sort of mechanics and structure, the idea of have multiple things that I can send out on to an appointment and they return after a set amount of time. But we can maybe kind of reimagine that a little bit. Even the cookies, I think, were an area where they don't have a really strong design and they don't have great feedback from players about them. So I probably want to reimagine how you get some of the unique rewards from the event and kind of ditch the way of the cookies. But that's about it. That's kind of like the vision we're looking to brainstorm of the constraints we're looking to work within is, golems, but with a whole new narrative, and something that hopefully feels like a brand new journey to go through, but keep the parts that are really, really fun. Like I said, that appointment, kind of setting some things, and they return with some loot after a little bit of time. And the reward structure of the event, like the identity of the reward of the Great Winter Hunt, really is we call loot pinata, where you can kind of choose a rough target of loot, if you will, by area or something to that effect, and kind of get a good smorgasbord blast of tasty loot for a specific area or a specific adventure. Nigel asks, what is the drop rate of Zugzwang's leftover rock from unstable gourds? I have no idea off the top of my head. Norman 2 is noticing that timer might be wrong. All the more reason to demo it. We're doing some live QA. I think I maybe punched in the wrong month there. We'll see. That's going on the list to check right after Feedback Friday. Dave getting dates wrong? Impossible. See, in 59 in the chat. They know. It should just be a checklist. We do have this checklist of, obviously there's tests and stuff that we run, but there's sort of almost like a manual audit because a lot of it is just subjective design stuff. But I think maybe we need to add to that checklist item that as we're kind of getting ready to test and play test things is, was Dave involved with anything to have to do with dates? Can somebody please quintuple check them, because he's probably hidden many wrong dates everywhere. So it won't be the first time, and I hate to say it, it will not be the last either. John, wow, 8 storm cells, you're sold. Count me in. Safel, is the jet stream also paused in the Sky Palace? You know what? Let me just double check, because I forget how we approached that. I think we did end up making it pause. Originally, we were going to have the exploration bonus work in the Sky Palace as well, but actually it was an iteration of the event. Yeah, we made it not work. So it checks you have to be on a low or high altitude island are the only places it works. Here, let's go. Let's go for a flight. Even here, unfortunately, mobile doesn't have support for this, but on browser we added a little warning tooltip similar to if you do not have enough cheese. If you don't have 75 pieces of cheese, it's kind of like, you sure? You can go, but you probably don't unless, maybe you really want to finish a map right now. All right, we won't stop you. You can go to the palace without enough cheese because you can use any cheese. You could use cheddar up there. Now, that seems like a horrible decision, but it's your horrible decision to make. So we did add a little warning there. Hey, you have an active Jetstream bonus, which cannot be utilized at the Sky Palace. And so I'm going to just throw caution to the wind. I'm going anyway. You can't tell me what to do, tooltip. Let's turn off the wind so I'm not confused. I think I'm moving too fast. I think we found a bug. I think we found a bug. I think I'm moving too fast. All right. That's going on the list as well. A live demo, what could go wrong? Everything. Matthew J had a good question about Richard the Richest. He dropped storm cells too. Are those drop rates affected by the jet stream or not? No. So the only thing the jet stream does is when you capture a warden or a paragon, you get that additional journal entry saying you found more storm cells. Yay. But it doesn't affect any sort of loot drops or anything like that. We get event gift of the day around floating island. No plans to add a gift of the day or anything like that associated with the event. Dave is the actual bug in the code. It's quite possible, KDM. I'm responsible for my fair share. So timing is cool. You're about to catch your first Empress, so it'll be fun to camp for a while with an ongoing event. Yeah. And make sure you finish up those Sky Palace runs because it'll take place on low and high altitude islands. Will it affect Sky Pirates as well? No. So you can, by all means, you can pick an island with pirate dens on it, and pirates can drop storm cells. So you can get some storm cells while you're exploring the island. But in terms of the jet stream, doesn't have any direct effect on them. Now you're going to explore the islands quicker. So if you pick an island with 2 pirate dens, you will unlock the second pirate den modifier that much faster. That said, in the grand scheme of things, the wardens and the paragons are kind of probably supplying the most storm cells. But if you really want to squeeze everything you can out of that island before you retreat, you might want to hunt some pirates or Richard while you're at it. KDM, can the warning sign for the Jetstream event be separate since their same sign appears to lack a cheese? Unfortunately, we didn't quite have time to completely sort of reimagine some interfaces, and unfortunately, just kind of the scope of the Jetstream. In some areas we had to make do with the tools we had at our disposal, but we couldn't. Unfortunately, we couldn't like build new tools, if you will. Sateful as speed works in the Palace, keep the bug. You like it. I imagine that might have been a late iteration as we kind of decided to make it not burn off in the Palace. So apparently it doesn't go down, but it's still providing the bonus. So something's missing there, but we'll have to fix that up. That said, nothing would extend it up there because there's no wardens in Paragon. So I still think it wouldn't be the world's best idea to visit it as is. Probably best to do fast island runs for 2 weeks and then the Nom Nom Palace. Exactly. I think anyway. It's hard to predict, but I think that'll be how most people approach things. Is a good time to restock or get a good stash of storm cells built up, so that when the Jetstream event comes to an end, you can visit the Palace many times in a row. And it's good timing too. The inspiration as well. Folklore Forest is starting to come up on the horizon. If there's a few little goals you're still looking to conquer in the floating islands, it's one thing to kind of help you out a little bit at the end here. I shouldn't say the end. The floating islands certainly isn't going anywhere. My horn's ready in 57 seconds. I'm excited. I'm almost out of Warden myself. I think next hunt. Nope, 2 hunts till I get a Warden. Darn. It would be 1 if I had a Jetstream. Maria, it appears getting jewels from troves has decreased in frequency to the point where you got 1 in a month. Please fix this. We have not touched that whatsoever. So rest assured, if we ever tweak anything, if we make a mouse more difficult, if we increase a loot drop, if we decrease a loot drop, it goes in the patch notes. And kind of that's why we want to endeavor to get that patch notes in there. Even, we endeavor, no matter how big or small of a change, even if it's something completely almost you would think irrelevant, like we move something by 2 pixels on an interface. We're like, try to put it as a patch note item, because if we're saying even the small stuff, you can trust us to say the big stuff as well. So those have remained the same since launch. I don't think we've ever even touched them. That said, the Empyrean Troves, when the Palace came out, the Empyrean Troves, they always contain at least a jewel. So it definitely kind of set your sights on the Sky Palace. Those Troves are a great way to get jewels. Any Folklore Forest information you can tell us? Probably no update today. No, it's creeping up. We're just about, I think we've officially finished the mice. As I say, no update, and I give an update. All right. I think we've officially finished mice, and so we're starting to playtest a whole lot more, which is exciting. I'm too excited to kind of dive and spend a little bit more time playtesting myself, now that the Jetstream is just about tidied up outside of some final tests next week. Potato asks, is there a realistic chance to have the Folklore Forest right after the Jetstream ends, or is that kind of launch something you guys would rather avoid? Yeah, probably. Like I said, we would ideally like to do a pre-release phase for the Folklore Forest where you can find the map piece ahead of time, so want to give people a little bit of time to use up storm cells they may find during the Jetstream. Galen, any chance we will get stronger shadow and physical traps? No update there, but they seem like some nice power types. My horn is ready. It's working. I'm remembering to sound my horn while I'm on Feedback Friday. Wasting no time. Wasting no opportunity to catch a mouse. I'm liking it. Overcaster mouse. I'm oh so close to a warden. 1 more hunt and I'll be up against a warden. Mats, I don't want to jinx it. You have a giveaway plan 12 years. You are 0 for 1 on Leppy, on the Leprechaun. Took me a while to get one as well. But MouseHunt in many, many ways is a game of patience, that's for sure. Well, shall we shift gears to the trivia for this week? I believe it was nominated by Norm this morning. We're often hanging out in the morning. We're chilling out in Discord often, just kind of, chatting as we start our workday. And as always, I'm like, well, it's that time, Friday morning. I need a trivia question. Anybody have any good ideas? And Norm chimed in with one. And as always, Larry will have rewards if anyone gets the answer right. Oh, hold on here. I clearly need to be able to see my horn during the trivia as well. We got copy. Back to the trivia here. Yeah, we're going to paste. Oh, yeah, there we go. I'll just put her down in the corner. Just down in the corner there. This week's trivia question is, which mouse's focus, I think this is worded very awkwardly, which mouse's focus has gone from glutes to glamour? Instantly, I didn't have time to read the question swift, with the glamorous gladiator mouse. The glamorous, the flousy, Glamorous. You are correct. It is indeed the glamorous gladiator. I will put this link in the chat as well for your clicking convenience. If I can find the chat, there it is. And yes, that is a mouse found in the physical vaults of the Sky Palace, which, again, during the jet stream, do not visit the Sky Palace. Well, I guess you could, but it is not recommended. The gluterous gladiator. I like it, Nano. I like it. We need... all right. Maybe get that Halloween costume ready. He'll be dressed up as the gluterous gladiator, just never skipping glute day. Just deadlifts and squats, I guess. Need those strong glutes. Thank you. Woohoo! Extra rich cloud cheesecake. It is indeed a few pieces of extra rich cloud cheesecake, which, hey, even during the jet stream, if you really want to throw everything you got at it, you've got high power charms, you've got bottled wind, you've got extra rich cloud cheesecake to make every hunt count, depending on how strong your jet stream's going. That said, once you get it up into high, at least I haven't had too much trouble maintaining it during playtesting, although every once in a while I do mutter a few curse words as a warden just absolutely just destroys me for like 10 hunts in a row. It's usually when I get out the Chrome Thought Obliterator now, as a good recommendation from Norman to just clear that warden on the next hunt, almost guaranteed. 5 ribs, thanks Larry. Thanks Hermandy, thanks for the rib. Thank you for correcting that typo, Hermandy. That would be an entirely different thing from Larry that I don't think Larry has any interest in. Larry's back rubs. Come on down. Any tension you have in your shoulders, after a hard day of setting traps and sounding horns, and give you a back rub, shoulder rub. He's already overworked, just trying to file all those papers. Every once in a while, you can see that image of him stressed out. A swift, quick question: why do small power charms exist? Good question. Yeah, they could probably go away, to be honest. But I think originally when we overhauled the mount and we were trying to find a way to gamify the experience of learning how charms work. And I don't know. It seems a little bit contrived, though. It seems almost like it's teaching charms do something that they don't really, right? Like they're smashing that boulder based on the power, and we needed something that just kind of chipped away at it a little bit less. But I think there probably would have been a different way to go about it. So at any rate, it is what it is for now until we can, again, give another pass for the mountain. Basically, I'm always open to whether it's not a whole overhaul, but just kind of making what's there better is always an important thing that hopefully we carve out some time as best we can. But it can be difficult with a small team to carve that time out. But I think we're getting better. Got to manage to add some more people to the team doing great work. So hopefully I have more time to get just beyond kind of the bare necessities to keeping the game up and running. But also kind of make what's there better, quality of life improvements, revisit older content that's just kind of showing its age and bring it up to speed, or bring it up to the kind of the quality level that we do it today. We definitely learned things over the course of 14 years of what is a good sort of what's a good fit for MouseHunt gameplay, what's not a very good fit for MouseHunt gameplay, or what kind of things don't age very well as the game progresses. And there's lots of stuff in the beginning of the game that didn't age very well as the game continued to go on and on. So it's definitely need a little bit of love. The Ham Life asks, any plans to buff rework ultimate power charms? Any rift charm simply outclasses it. That's kind of a fair point. Actually. That might be an astute observation. Might be a good fit there. Would be some way to kind of craft them into the ultimate lucky powers, or craft them into a rift power charm at a high level, right? Obviously, they're still relevant at kind of mid-game, right? Getting your hands on some of those while you're in the warpath. You're going up against the warmonger. You do not have a rift stalker, rift walker a bonus yet, so it might just be the type of thing. And when you reach the end game, it becomes a little less relevant. Swift, can they be removed from daily gifts? That's probably a good suggestion, along with a few things in the list of daily gifts, but no immediate plans to do so. Safel, before you end, we all want Jack back. Pretty please. I mean, feedback noted. I worry we won't have time to organize Jack. Unfortunately, just nothing's quite as easy as flipping a switch. There'll still be kind of some setup involved. So, I mean, again, no promises. I suspect, though, that we wouldn't be able to make that happen. Yeah, Nathan, it only outclasses it when you get the prestige base because of Rift Stalker. Yeah. Happy Hunter Dave, we really want to have Big Jack this year. I guess maybe even a better feedback question is, what specifically about Big Jack has you most excited? What are you looking for the most from Big Jack? That might be good. It's always good to kind of dig into the why, the underlying sentiments, even when somebody has kind of a gameplay suggestion. Rather than just taking at face value, it's often good to kind of dig into like, well, like why? What does that accomplish? Because it even leads to brainstorming other ways to kind of make that happen. Riftier potions from Halloween. Norm, is one of the reagents to that potion a small power charm? I don't know if it's a popular potion pick though. Alliteration alert! Popular potion pick. Jack just gives better rib prices. Oh boy. Big Jack is a great character. We love her. She is, isn't she? Potato, I'd argue that an event-bound way that's quite costly in the Riftier potion isn't the best solution for making the ultimate power charms. Isn't the best, but it exists. Maybe in the potions. Yeah, many equipment too is targeted at different kind of levels of player, right? But that said, they are kind of the end-all be-all. They're like this capstone of this series of charm in terms of power. So something that we've seen have good feedback is this way to kind of upgrade your charms. Both from a design perspective and player feedback sentiment, it seems to track rather well because it lowers the complexity. You don't have to remember, I don't know, what do we have, like 250 charms? It's just too many. We've been trying to, distill those down a little bit, but you can have a few very memorable types of charms and you can upgrade them. And maybe at some point you can combine two of them into a higher tier. So everything kind of has this natural hierarchy that hopefully has less complexity, but still a whole lot of depth in how you go about sourcing your charms and how you go about making the interesting choice of which one am I going to arm. People just don't want to manually convert leaves up. Yeah, that was kind of the objective of Jack for sure. If you kind of a loot balancing, kind of om-nom it up, especially if you have way too many mild or medium or something like that. So, I mean, feedback noted. We'll see what we can do, but I worry we may not have the resources to make it a reality. We'll see. We'll see where Jack is. We'll send her a postcard with many love from hunters on it. Gary, options for Hunter's Horn Rewind charms, useful for general cycling in the Berg. Those are a very, very powerful charm to the point of, I don't like to use the term overpowered too often because I think it's mostly usually just a scaling and a pacing issue. In terms of if something's overpowered or like power creep, I think it just means, no, the pacing's wrong. It's fine to get more powerful over time, but you want your opponents to also be scaling with you at a reasonable pace as well. But the rewind charms, they are like they basically break the one most important rule in the game, or the universal truth in the game is you can only sound the horn once every 15 minutes. That is the only way to break that rule. So they are very, very scarce. You can get just a small dose of them once a year, and as far as I have a vote in the decision, there would be no other way to possibly ever get those ever again, because they are fun in small quantities. But if you could have thousands of those, just really weird stuff. It's like the game is not even the same game anymore. It's like you're playing an entirely different game. You sit down to play chess, and your opponent has checkers across from you. Like, wait, hold on, we're not playing the same game here. I don't know what's going on anymore. But we should end off soon. An hour mark. Time flies. I don't know if it's even just. I can't even believe it's already June. It seemed like the snow would never go away, and now here We have sunny days. The sun has arrived, and time is just flying by for some reason, and this morning's no exception. It's already been an hour. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody, on Feedback Friday. Again, important reminder, Ronza is leaving next Wednesday, I think. Next week. I'm pretty sure it's Wednesday. I'm struggling with dates and times here. Ronza leaves soon, so don't wait. Don't wait till the last minute. Go cash out your Chrome Bits. Just right now. Just go to it right now. Cash out those Chrome Bits. Spend those vouchers. Visit her charm shop. I know I restocked my never-ending supply of Safeguard charms because I sure don't like dealing with curses in the Lost City. I have a copious quantity of Safeguard charms. I bought so many last year and I barely used any. And guess what I did this year? I bought a whole bunch of them again because apparently I learned from my mistakes. No, I don't. Just kidding. But stock up from Ronza. Make sure you spend your Chrome Bits and your Chrome vouchers. If you aren't aware, those do go away after Ronza takes off. After she leaves, those vouchers and Chrome Bits will dissolve. They will just blow away in the end. They will cease to exist. They will fade from existence. So make sure you spend them before Ronza takes off. Thank you so much for the goodbyes in the chat as well. Han, Peter, Chong, Matthew. Thanks for the Feedback Friday. Hey, thank you so much for joining me. And again, look forward to June 21. The jet stream will be making an arrival. Important reminder, help get the word out between friends and fellow hunters that you do not want to be in the Sky Palace when the jet stream starts. Not the end of the world if you are, but ideally you probably want to be finished any palace runs, and you probably want to be finished your palace map. Maybe start off on a just regular old Sky Pirate map is probably the best map to be doing during the jet stream event if you are an avid mapper. If you're a better mapper than myself, which would not be a hard accomplishment, I'm not a very good mapper myself. So as always, once again, thank you for, I almost want to hang out for 2 more minutes because I got a hunt coming in 2 minutes, you know, but we'll see. Where am I? Have I gotten a trap check? Mine are at 15 and past. No, it's not even a warden. It's not even a warden. So I guess we'll save that for another time. Again, thank you so much for joining me this week, hunters. Have a fantastic weekend, or if you're watching this recorded, hope you had a great day, and I hope the rest of your day goes swimmingly well. Also, see you next week. I'll likely be Jacob if all goes according to the usual routine, unless he has that day off, and I'm not aware of it at the moment. Otherwise, you'll see one of our 2 smiling faces on a Friday. So again, thank you for joining me. Happy hunting, everybody. I'll catch you next time.
1, 2.
You're a trap, don't seem to mind it. You attract me, I'm a mouse, you're a cat. I don't seem to mind it. Soft and furry, oh, and just when I think I'm safe, snap. Turns out I'm never safe, snap. Just when you think you're safe, snap. I come back. You don't seem to mind it, but I'm a fool. Broke my back. You don't seem to mind it, 'cause you're so cool. And just when I think I'm safe, snap. Turns out I'm never safe, snap. Ooh. And just when you think you're safe, snap. Turns out I'm never safe.